Is it the first time that AIPAC has had a debate on settlements?
I don't know if it's the first time that I've had a debate on settlements. It's definitely the first time that they have brought an official representative of the settlement movement to take part in a panel. And I think that's the major difference that we've seen this policy conference.
How did you get selected to be one of the representatives? Obviously, as a mayor, you hold some esteem. And how are the panelists selected?
Well, I don't know. I think that's a question that needs to be asked to the committee organizing the conference. But I would say to you that in the last 2 years, I've hosted hundreds of delegations, including a delegation that I think you took part in. And, you know, people come, they see, they hear, and then they ask, why not have it actually in the conference? And that's basically what happened prior to this conference, and that's how I got here.
Has this been a road show where you travel with these individuals and discuss these things often?
Well, there were 3 people on the panel. One of them I've never met before. The other one I have been on a road show with her in a few different appearances. I think I might have been a bit too hard on her today, and I think she felt as if she's lost and she doesn't really want to carry on being my date, but time will tell as to where we go with that.
Why is this issue so important for Americans, or to Americans? Because Americans seem to take a very strong interest. Do Israelis take as much of an interest, and what's it like talking about it with or among Americans?
I think America understands that Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East. Israel is the only a big carrier that they're relying on, and they want to make sure that Israel is safe. And when they see the reality slightly different, their interpretation is slightly different, they feel and they think that they have to actually secure the safety of the state of Israel. And one of the issues on the table is the Palestinian issue, and that's why we might see things slightly different.
Is there a different view about this among different groups, Jewish and Christian, or how is it divided? How are the viewpoints divided?
We don't like to generalize, but we know how the political map is drawn. We know which part of religious groups support which political movements. But at the end of the day, it's all about people. We all want the best interest for the people of Israel, and I think that's what we need to focus on.
You mentioned a very important point about the Palestinian leadership have a financial interest or a self-interest in perpetuating the conflict. Would you explain, give examples of that sort of thing?
I think the best example is the refugee situation. When you go to Bethlehem, you see a refugee camp. When you go and see the refugee camp, your heart melts. You can't stay oblivious to people not having water, sewage running in the streets, no proper houses, no proper rooftops. And you want to fix it. How do you fix it? You raise donations. And the first time in many years that the American administration has actually realized that if you add up all the money that UNRWA has collected for these refugees, there shouldn't have been any refugees today. And the American administration found out that the money never reached final destination. It ended up in private Swiss bank accounts, and that's why the American administration decided to pull back. It's just one story of many. We've got many examples. The Palestinian Authority has built a name and a reputation of becoming a corrupt regime that doesn't really look after the interest of its people, and that's why they don't have support, and that's where they are.
Is it true that Arafat died with $3 billion in a numbered Swiss bank account?
I don't know. These are all rumors. I guess today we have more information. We know about the current administration, and that's part of the challenge when we face a small, extreme, loud, violent minority who has a financial interest in seeing that the conflict carries on.
Is the interest in perpetuating the... last question. Is the interest in perpetuating the conflict solely in the corruption in the Palestinian world, or does the general Arab leadership in other countries have an interest in vilifying the state of the Jews?
I don't like to generalize, but I think if you go and study different conflicts in different places around the world, you will notice that there is sometimes a financial interest in seeing that the conflict carries on.
Only financial or political as well?
Also, but you asked about the finance, so that's definitely one of the things. Thank you very much.